This is a very, very, very important video, especially if you're buying your first car, buying your first used car, or you're getting into flipping cars, you want to get a project vehicle, or you're going to get some vehicle off of Craigslist. This is a very, very important video, so pay attention. Please feel free to comment below, ask whatever questions you need. I'm sure between myself and the other people who are going to comment on here, they'll be able to share some experiences with you that they've had, on what to look out for, and just a lot. Okay, so we're going to get a toolbox. In my toolbox here, and this is just going to be for, just so I can show you the basics of what you want to bring here. Flashlight. Even though it's daytime, you still want to bring a flashlight. If you got to pop the hood or something or get up under the car, you may not be able to see key areas. Now, this particular flashlight is an LED flashlight. I do recommend those just because they're bright, they last a long time, and they're very durable, but mainly because of the brightness though. So, flashlight, magnet, this right here can save you so much headache, so much time, so much money. It can save you a tremendous amount of energy, and if you don't have a magnet, they're a couple bucks. It's worth it. Get it. You need it. Also, your tire pressure, some tape, more magnets. So, also, if you can, some shop towels or rags and a plastic bag. This is just a normal grocery bag from Kroger. So let's go over some basics real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. Oh, also a tarp, if it's raining out, and then also got a blanket here, just so you can get under the vehicle and see what's going on. Also jack stands. These are just some basic part store jack stands here, and some ramps. So now you want to have a lot of that stuff. This quilted blanket also I got from Staples, actually. I'm not sure if you can see that price, but it was $7.50, which is a great price for those blankets. But alright, so let's get a magnet out and jump right into this. I bring trash bags. They're pretty thin. It's just a little small trash bag. I do have it taped right here and right there. Now, the magnet's going to be important because you want to check to see if there's any body filler in the car. You want to make sure that you have a nice solid surface to work with. Now, it could be possible the seller doesn't know that the car previously was maybe in a wreck or had some rust issues and was touched up by another previous owner. But for example, on the Mustangs, this area here on the wheel well is a common area for rust. So what you want to do is stick the magnet on there. Now, why I recommend the plastic bag or a sheet of paper or even like a receipt is mainly because, let's say it does have a nice paint job. You don't want to take a magnet and just start, rubbing it across the car waiting for it to fall off. You're going to scratch the paint. And the seller's going to be extremely pissed off. So don't do that. Take some time. It's just a few bucks. Get the trash bag, get a piece of paper or a receipt, like I said, or even the grocery bag. You can stick it on there and just do that. Now, you don't have to drag it across, but just find some areas. You're looking for a spot where it won't stick. If it doesn't stick, you got rust, you got filler, you got something going on there. You want a nice, strong contact from that magnet. So, I'm pulling pretty good and just extending this magnet. So I don't have any body filler or rust, anything like that. This car is actually pretty clean, very, very clean. Bueno? No bueno. Good? Not good. That's falling by itself. I'm not doing that. So the car can talk to you. You just have to pay attention and look at it. Don't get wrapped up in the type of car that it is. It's a Mustang, or it's a CTSV, or it's a whatever, or a truck. Don't get wrapped up in what the vehicle is. At the end of the day, it's a vehicle. It's another vehicle. You know, you worked hard for that money. You want to make sure that you're getting what you want out of that vehicle. When you're buying a car, you got to be careful. I just want to make a quick video for a lot of the people that are sending messages, especially on Instagram. You want to make sure, a couple things real quick. If you don't know what to look for, bring someone with you to check the car out. Worst thing you could do is not know what questions to ask or what to look for and not bring any tools or things to inspect the vehicle with. So if you don't know, bring someone with you who would know. Also, if it's a popular vehicle, there may be an online forum you can join. You may not even have to join. You can just log on, check out the frequently asked questions or the recall area or problematic area. They'll have it titled properly so you can see what other owners are experiencing. It's very common to have some recalls that you may not know about, and the forum is a very, very helpful tool, and it can help you tremendously. So check that out. Another thing you can do also is what they call like a pre-sales inspection. So if the seller's okay with it, what you want to do is set up an appointment for, let's say it's a Ford. You want to go to that nearest Ford dealership and say, hey, I'm purchasing a vehicle. It'd be helpful to get the VIN number and everything beforehand. But give them the VIN number. They'll be able to pull up the vehicle information from there and set the appointment. Now there will be a fee. It depends on the dealership and the type of vehicle and all that kind of stuff when it comes to the fee. But if you don't know what to look for, this is a very, very safe route to go. I did it with the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8 that I have. I just, something in the back of my mind didn't sit well with the vehicle. Just wanted it checked out. I want to say I paid like $150 or $170 to get the pre-sales inspection done, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. You can do a ride along with the service tech. They can point out stuff, or you can point out stuff, get it checked out, put it up in the lift, look underneath it, check everything out. So it's going to be very, very important to get this stuff done, because you work hard for your money. You don't want to throw money out for a car that is going to be a headache. A lot of times, unfortunately, people sell their headaches, and you don't want to get wrapped up in that. That's a horrible situation to be in. So bring someone with you. If you don't know what to look for, what to ask, check the forums. See what the owners are experiencing, and also you want to ask some of these key questions here before you even see the vehicle or see the person. Is the title clean? Because the advertisement may not even say that. Sometimes people just put a picture up, like one picture, and a very vague description on the car, and that doesn't help you at all. But ask about the title. Is it clean title? Is it rebuilt? Is it salvaged? Insurance companies will have some issues, if it's not a clean title. Also, if you're going to finance it, the lending institution may have an issue with it being a salvage title or a rebuilt title. So those are some key things you want to watch out for also. Also, if you get to the point to where you ask the seller, before you even see them with the car, are there any mechanical issues? Are there any leaks, any smoke, any noises that there shouldn't be? You want to get some key questions in before you invest money and a trailer and time to travel out there, if it's not local, to see this car. It's a lot of key stuff you want to ask. One of the most important things I can tell you is don't get so excited and wrapped up in the vehicle because it's an older vehicle or it's a rare vehicle or something like that, and it's priced super low. Unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, it's priced low for a reason. It could be a headache for someone. It could be something where there's a problem they can't get fixed. They've dumped money into it, and couldn't get it fixed. They just said forget it, and they're going to sell it to someone else and let it be a headache for them, and not say what the problem is because they don't know. So you want to get some key questions out the way. Don't get wrapped up in the price and the type of vehicle, because it could be a huge headache and a huge money pit, and it could just backfire tremendously. So if you don't know what to ask for, you don't want to ask like 1,000 questions on does this work, does that work, does this work. Just ask them what doesn't work. You can simply say what doesn't work mechanically, what doesn't work electrically, what doesn't work that you know of, or what areas of concern are there in the car, outside, inside, under the hood. You want to at least know that before making that trip out there and then finding out, oh, it's only got 3 wheels. Like, you know, you don't want to get caught up in some crazy situation that should have been discussed before you got there. It's a huge waste of time. So, again, ask very key questions before you make that trip out there. Also, you want to make sure that if you do get to the point to where you do make it out there, request in advance, you know, please, hey, don't start that car or that vehicle before I get there. I want to see what the vehicle's like on a cold start. I don't mean starting the car in the wintertime. I mean cold start where it hasn't been driven in 24 hours or started in 24 hours. You want to see the vehicle in a cold start. If it's carbureted, if it's fuel injected, if it's got some struggles starting, you need to know that, because you don't want to meet them somewhere. The car is running fine. They never shut it off. You go in, take it for a test drive, and get out and say, hey, I love it. Here's your money. You hop in the car and drive it home. And then later on that day or the next day, you go to start it, and you know the battery's dead, or it's got a fuel pressure problem, or if it's got whatever, some kind of random issue. You don't want to get caught up in that kind of stuff. You know, a lot of times people will try to hide stuff. It's very common. It's unfortunate, but it's common. So if a deal seems too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. So don't go into it thinking, wow, you know, this car Blue Books for $8,000 and they're only asking $3,000. That's a steal. I'm going to get this car. There's a reason it's $3,000. So, you know, very rarely you'll get something where, yeah, they're hurting for money. They're in a situation where they need some money quick. And unfortunately, they got to part ways with the car. You don't want to be a jerk and get there and be like, oh, okay, well, you're at $3,000. How about $1,500? You know, you don't want to insult the seller. That's not good. They're going to ask you to leave. So, you know, you want to go into it. If it's a car that you've liked for a long time, if it's a dream car, or if it's just a car to replace a car that broke down, you know, you want to don't get caught up on the price. I just say that because a lot of times, you know, in my early days of getting cars and stuff, I was like, oh man, this Mustang's got this, and this, and then, you know, I realized buying someone else's projects or modified vehicles was a headache, because you don't know the vehicle. You know, if it's not stock, you got to learn that vehicle. You don't know what kind of parts were used, how long it's been on there, the mileage of that stuff. It's all kind of stuff that you can get wrapped up in and just lose a lot of money and time on, and just end up trying to put it back to stock to get it to run right. So I would suggest buying a vehicle that's stock or very, very close to stock. Modified vehicles are definitely nice, but if this is a first vehicle that's modified, I wouldn't recommend it unless you got some extensive paperwork and you know, someone that can explain exactly what you have, and have paper records of everything that was done, just so you know what you're purchasing. So yeah, so that's a key thing there. But again, you want to make sure the vehicle's parked where they normally keep it at. If it leaks, let's say they kept it in the garage, but they put it out in the driveway for you so you can see it from the street when you're coming down. You know, that's cool, but if there's a big puddle on the garage floor from a leak that you couldn't see out in the driveway, you're not going to know till you get home. Or if it's parked on a gravel driveway and, you know, you can't really tell because maybe it could be going through the rocks, then, you know, that's something you want to keep an eye out for also. If you can't get up underneath it, which you should be able to, you know, bring some ramps with you. You can roll it up or drive it up on the ramps, check the front out, check the back out, check it out thoroughly underneath. Don't just check it out on the outside because it's clean and it runs good and think that it's fine. That couldn't be, you know, it could be something going on there. Just because the price is good doesn't mean you have to get it. They made hundreds and thousands of more vehicles of that type of vehicle you're looking at. So if you got to walk away, you got to walk away. Like, there's no shame in walking away. So you know, I've been doing this for years, literally about 20 years. When I was 16. I'm 36 now, so I've been doing this for about 20 years now. There's so much stuff to look out for. So what I'm going to do is put together this quick video for you that's going to just cover some very, very basic things to look out for. There's a ton more to look out for, and if you're interested, I would love to make that video for you if you want to see more of the details of what to look for when getting a used vehicle, especially off Craigslist or private seller.